This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to DevOps training. This is Shadab Akhtar. I am a software consultant and corporate trainer. In this session, I want to discuss about Terraform. I want to start from scratch. I want to start from basic. So let's understand about Terraform. It is infrastructure as a code. It is infrastructure as a code. And Terraform is tool used to automate the deployment of infrastructure across multiple providers in public and private cloud. What exactly mean of this? Terraform Terraform is a tool used to automate the deployment of infrastructure across multiple providers in a public and private cloud. Let's understand this point. I'm going ahead with Notepad, new Notepad, and let's understand now. For example, you have a laptop, desktop, or your company server. This is your laptop, desktop, or company server. First of all, you need to download and install Terraform in your laptop or desktop or company server. So for example, you downloaded from official site your Terraform. So couple of things you required: Terraform. So Terraform file you required, and you installed Terraform on your laptop, desktop, or company server. And after that you can create resources, or you can create infrastructure any cloud provider. One of example is Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is leading organization all over the globe. Last 10 years, Amazon is a leading organization. First of all, you need account in AWS, or if you will join a company will provide you AWS account. In this account, you can create resources from Terraform. As I said, Terraform is infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code. So you can write down a script, you can write down a code, and then you can create resources from your Terraform via the code to the resources or cloud. One of example is Amazon Web Services. So there are two ways. Terraform is powerful. Why? Most of the time you will work with a CLI or scripting or code. CLI, command line interface. Via this code, via this script, you can create resources in AWS. There are two ways, right? You can directly go to AWS Management Console page and you can create resources. But in console, there is a limited things. If you are working with the CLI or via the Terraform code, there are vast options for you. And then you can create a resources via the console. Either you can go to AWS Management Console page. Via the console, you can create the resources. But in some use cases, in some company, will not allow you on console. They will not allow you console. They will allow you only the Terraform scripts. You will write down a script, and after that you will run this script and you will create resources. So if you have infrastructure as a code, you know, or you have a good understanding, about Terraform. So you will write down a script in a form of TF. So one of the example is main TF is you required main.tf. This will be the main file, main.tf. Extension name will be in .tf, Terraform file. In this main file, or this name is flexible, or you can change this name. I give here example main. You can give ABC or sadish.tf or shushan.tf or vijay.tf or karthik.tf. Any name you can give, but extension name should be .tf, Terraform, because this is Terraform file. You can write down a script in this Terraform file, and after that you can run this script locally. Resources will create in AWS. Obviously, in your file you have to define couple of things. For example, in AWS you want to create resources in Mumbai region, so this will be your region name, Mumbai. In Mumbai region, you want to create virtual machine. For example, you want to create EC2 virtual machine. EC2, EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. It is a virtual server in a cloud. So you want to create your EC2 virtual machine, Linux virtual machine via the Terraform. So you have to write down a script inside main.tf. And after that, you have to run the command. There are several commands available in Terraform. As per your use case, you can run. Hope that you are getting my point. This is the architecture, this is the use case for Terraform. Not only AWS, you can create resources in Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Citrix, Zoho, Next Generation, IBM Cloud, and many more clouds vendor available in the market, like Alibaba. Hundred of cloud vendor or cloud provider available in the market. Let me come to the definition again. Hope that you are getting my point. So Terraform means it is infrastructure as a code. You are writing down a code in main.tf, and Terraform is tool to use automate, means you are going to automation from your laptop, desktop, your company server to cloud. Deployment of infrastructure. Deployment on infrastructure means you can create any resources like virtual machine, storage, databases, etc. via the code or via the script across multiple provider. Multiple provider means Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Citrix, Next Generation, Alibaba, IBM, Salesforce, etc. in a public and private cloud. Obviously, if you are going for public, no need credentials, no need username and passwords. Directly you can create a resources. If you are going for a private cloud, obviously you required private resources, or sometimes you required username and password, or so on and so forth. Hope that you are getting my point about these 2 points. And third point, infrastructure is providing infrastructure through software to achieve consistent and predictable environment. Provider means Amazon Web Services. Provider means Google Cloud. Provider means Microsoft Azure, etc. How does Terraform work? This is the very common question asked in interview. How does Terraform work? So Terraform creates and manage resources on a cloud platform. As I said, Amazon Web Services. Terraform creates and manages resources on cloud platform and other services through their application programming interface. Application programming interface means API. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Application Programming Interface, APIs. Provider enable Terraform to work with virtually and platform or service that an accessible API, application programming language. Now, next is Terraform language. Terraform language, the HashiCorp configuration language. This is Terraform language, HCL, HashiCorp configuration language. This is already asked question in interview. Hey, what is the language for Terraform? So you will say, hey, HashiCorp configuration language is a Terraform language, is a configuration language authorized by HashiCorp. HashiCorp language is used with HashiCorp cloud infrastructure automation tool such as Terraform. If you want to install Terraform in your laptop, if your laptop is Windows or your laptop is Mac operating system or your laptop is Linux operating system, or you want to install Terraform on your company server, or you want to install your Terraform on a cloud platform, then go ahead with this URL. This is for installation and configuration for Terraform. This is the URL: https://www.terraform.io/download. This is the official site. My way, you can go to your way. In my way, I search about the tools and services in Wikipedia first. So you will find detailed description. For example, I want to check Terraform by Wikipedia. So you will find the detailed description about Terraform. Here is. This is the my way. You can use your way. You can directly go to my notes, or you can search in a Google, etc. So this is the my way. First of all, I will search all the tools and services in Wikipedia. In Wikipedia, you will find the detailed description. If you'll see showing here detailed description, Terraform is a software. And Terraform is an open source infrastructure as a code. Open source means it is free to use and you can modify as per your use case. Open source means it is free to use. You can download, you can use. No problem. There is no charges. Terraform is an open source infrastructure as a code software tools created by HashiCorp. HashiCorp, HCL, is a programming language. User defined and provide data center infrastructure using declarative configuration language known as HashiCorp configuration language, or optionally known as JSON, JavaScript Object Notation. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. Let me keep this full form in our notes. It will be helpful for you. So here is, JSON is the alternate. JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. JavaScript Object Notation. And you will find the detailed description here. See, these all are the commands. These all are very common command used in Terraform. Here is Terraform init for initialization. Terraform plan before going to apply anything. For example, you want to create virtual machine, you want to create storage. Before going to apply anything, you should plan and think, hey, it is necessary or not before going to apply. So you can go for initialization, you can plan, it is, correct or not, and you can go and you can apply. Apply means you are going to create the resources from your Terraform script to vendor or cloud provider. And then Terraform destroyed. Destroyed means you are going to delete the resources. So no need to go and log in account. Directly you can delete from your Terraform script. As you can create, you can delete also. For example, you want to create, AWS. AWS is Amazon Web Services. And in AWS, you have to go for region. For example, you want to create a region in Mumbai. Mumbai region name is given by AWS AP-South-1. AP-South-1. This name is given by AWS AP-South-1. In this region, You can create a service name is EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. It is a virtual server in a cloud. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. It is a virtual server in a cloud. For example, in EC2, there are multiple options. You can create a Linux virtual machine, Windows virtual machine, or Mac operating system in EC2. For example, you want to launch Linux virtual machine. So you have to define these all things in your code or in your script. So here is AWS account. Okay. So these information you have to define in your code or you have to define in your script. As I said, main.tf. After that, you will apply. Obviously, you need to install Terraform first before going to run these commands. So inside a code, you will keep these things, these information, and after that, you will use this command. Init for initialization. Plan before going to apply. You have to plan what you want to create. Apply. Apply means you are going to create resources and destroy. Destroyed means you are going to delete resources. Hope that you are getting my point. You will find multiple references here. See, you can go to the detailed description here, right? These all are references. There are several options available. That's why I like Wikipedia. Now you can see the detailed description or in a glance about Terraform. Terraform original author is Mikhail Hashimoto and developer is HashiCorp. Initial release in 28 July 2014, 7 years ago, and stable release is 1.1.3, 6 January 2022, 4 months ago. If you want to double check URL in GitHub, then you can go ahead with github.com /terraform. And it is written in Go programming language. Go programming language. And it is support to Linux as well as Windows operating systems. Linux, Mac operating system, these all are big operating systems. All over the globe used operating systems like Linux, FreeBSD, Mac operating system, OpenBSD, Solaris, and Microsoft Windows. Available in English, and type is infrastructure as a code. And this is official site www.terraform.io. This is official site. These all information or most of the information I keep on my notes. I will share with you these notes. See, so installation and configurations of Terraform. You have to visit to official URL or website. This is official URL. https://www.terraform.io. Let me copy this URL. I'm just going to copy and let me go ahead with new incognito window this time. And I'm going to, paste here. Let me check now. This is official site for Terraform. If you want to go for documentation deep dive, here is option tutorials as well as docs. And see, if I'm going to click here in tutorials, you will find detailed description. See, here is option for AWS, Amazon Web Services. You can get started with AWS. Totally depends on the use case or requirement for your company or your use case. And second option for Microsoft Azure. Third option for Docker. See, Docker is a containerization. Docker is a containerization. Most of the people or especially developer preferred Docker. Docker is a containerization. And Docker comes under microservices. So you can, work with Terraform with Docker. This is the cool kind of thing, right? And you can work with Terraform with cloud vendor. We'll discuss later about Docker. Docker is a containerization, and you can work, you can host your entire website in a Docker. It is enough for entire website or application. Docker is enough. Docker is a lightweighted. People is preferred Docker in this age. You can get started with these options. For example, you want to start with AWS, Amazon Web Services. I'm just going to click here this option. Okay, so let me click on AWS. And in AWS, you will find detailed description. See, get started. And then what is infrastructure code with Terraform? Learn infrastructure as a code. Okay, see, I'm going to click here. Okay, here is a video. Let's see.
Infrastructure as code tools such as Terraform allow you to manage infrastructure to build, change, and manage your infrastructure in a safe, consistent, and repeatable way by defining resource configurations that you can version, reuse, and share. Terraform is HashiCorp's infrastructure as code tool. It lets you define resources and infrastructure in human-readable, declarative configuration files and manages your infrastructure's lifecycle. Using Terraform has several advantages over manually managing your infrastructure. Terraform can manage infrastructure on multiple cloud platforms. The human-readable configuration language helps you write infrastructure as code quickly. Terraform State allows you to track resource changes throughout your deployments. Remote backends, such as Terraform Cloud, allow your team to version control your configuration and collaborate on infrastructure. Terraform plugins called providers let Terraform interact with cloud platforms and other services via their application programming interfaces, or API. HashiCorp and the Terraform community have written over 1,000 providers to manage resources on AWS, Azure, GCP, Kubernetes, just to name a few. Find providers for many of the platforms and services you already use in the Terraform registry. Providers define individual units of infrastructure, for example, compute instances or private networks as resources. You can combine resources from different providers into reusable Terraform configurations called modules and manage them with a consistent language and workflow. Terraform's configuration language is declarative, meaning that it describes the desired end state of your infrastructure, in contrast to procedural programming languages that require step-by-step instructions to perform tasks. Terraform providers automatically calculate dependencies between resources to create or destroy them in the correct order. To deploy infrastructure with Terraform, first, define your scope. Identify the infrastructure to be used by your project. Second, author. Write the configuration for your infrastructure. Third, initialize. Install the plugins Terraform needs to manage your infrastructure. Fourth, plan. Preview the changes Terraform will make to match your configuration. And finally, apply to make the planned changes. Terraform keeps track of your real infrastructure in a state file, which acts as a source of truth for your environment. Terraform uses the state file to determine what changes to make to your infrastructure so that it will match your configuration. Terraform allows you to collaborate on your infrastructure with its remote state backend feature. When you use Terraform Cloud, you can securely share your state with your teammates, provide a stable environment for Terraform to run in, and prevent race conditions when multiple people make configuration changes at once. You can also connect Terraform Cloud to version control systems like GitHub, GitLab, and others, allowing it to automatically propose infrastructure changes when you commit configuration changes to VCS. This lets you manage changes to your infrastructure, like changes to code, with version control. Now that you are familiar with the core concepts of infrastructure as code with Terraform, you are ready to write your own infrastructure configuration. Continue to the next tutorial to install Terraform to your local machine and deploy a Docker container.
Now,
Infrastructure as code.
Now you can see first step to install Terraform on a top of your laptop, desktop, or your company server. Okay, so you can go to this URL to download your Terraform. Let me go ahead with installation and configuration Terraform. I'm just going ahead with this URL this time. Let me click on this icon, Terraform. Okay, let me go ahead with this URL for download. I'm just going to copy this URL and let me go ahead with new tab. Here is. You can download Terraform for almost all big operating system all over the globe. You can go ahead with Mac operating system, Windows, Linux, FreeBSD, OpenBSD, and Solaris. In my case, I'm a Windows user in my laptop. I'm a Windows user in my laptop. I want to download for my Windows. As per your use case, you can download. Here is for Windows. And now I'm gonna click on download in right inside upper corner. Here is, I think, 64-bit architecture. Okay, so it is downloaded successfully. See, I'm going to click on show in folder. Now, if you'll see, here is latest version I downloaded, Terraform 1.19, and it is ideal for Windows. Okay, let me go ahead and here I want to go for extract here, extract all. Here is file. This file is exe file for Windows. Okay, so this file extracted successfully. I want to delete zip file first. No need of zip file in my account or my laptop. Let me copy this Terraform folder from here, and I want to go back to my C drive. In C drive, I want to go for software path folder, and here I want to paste. See, I need to download ARM 64-bit. Let me delete this. Let me go back to the URL again. I want to download ARM 64-bit architecture, this option. I want to download. Now, I'm going to click on show in folder. And here I want to extract again. Let me delete zip file. And I want to copy and let me paste in software path. You can keep anywhere, no problem. In my case, I want to keep this folder in this PC, C drive, and software path. You can keep anywhere in your laptop, no problem. But you have to set environment variable to work with Terraform. I want to paste here. Okay. This is Terraform 1.19 and I want to open. Here is Terraform, right? Okay, let me go ahead and I want to show you a couple of things. First of all, I want to proceed with CMD command prompt and let me check here Terraform. So Terraform hyphen version. If you'll focus, showing here, see Terraform, your version of Terraform is out of date. The latest version is 1.19, which I already downloaded. So you can update by downloading from the URL. This URL I already hit. And let me update my version first. This is for CMD. For example, you want to work with CMD command prompt, you can. Or if you are Mac user, you can proceed with terminal. And second option, if you are familiar with PowerShell, then you can proceed with PowerShell. This is my PowerShell. And if you will check in PowerShell, here is Terraform hyphen version. Here is version. So latest version is 1.19, 1.1.1.9. This is the latest version. How you can change environment variable, how you can update your Terraform. Let's see. So I have a Terraform, okay? This is my path, my Terraform path, latest path, 1.19, 64-bit architecture. So first of all, I'm going to, copy as a text or copy edit. Okay, let me copy here. This is the path. This path I will keep in a notes. So this is for environment variable. So first I downloaded already. Latest version I downloaded with this terraform.exe file. Okay. So work with Terraform. Either you can work with a PowerShell or you can work with CMD command prompt or you can work with Visual Studio if you have in your account. For example, in my case, let me go ahead with Visual Studio Code. I'm familiar with Visual Studio Code. If you want to work with Visual Studio, you have to download, search in Google about Visual Studio Code. In this case, I have already Visual Studio Code. I'm familiar with Visual Studio Code also. So let's start with Visual Studio and I'm going to show you a couple of things. This is Visual Studio Code. And let me go ahead with, let me go ahead with open folder. Here is Terraform test, exercise file. Okay, this folder I want to open. Yes, I trust. I'm just going here. Okay, fine. Now let me go to the terminal this time. Here is option for terminal. I'm gonna click on terminal, new terminal. As I said that you can write down a script in your main.tf. This main.tf in left hand side. You can keep your script inside main.tf. But I don't want to discuss this time about a code or infrastructure as a code or a script. Especially, I want to show you the version of Terraform. So there are multiple ways to work with Terraform. So there is Terraform hyphen version. Either you can work with, CMD, you can work with PowerShell, you can work with Visual Studio Code. You have a multiple options. So you can see showing here Terraform version. And same thing here, your version of Terraform is out of date. The latest version of Terraform is 1.19. You can update by downloading from official site. So these all are options to work with Terraform in your laptop if you are Windows user. See, work with Terraform. So either you can work with PowerShell if you are familiar with PowerShell, you can work with CMD command prompt, or you can work with Visual Studio Code. If you have old version, in my case, my version is available in C drive Windows. So you have to change your version from your old version to the latest version. If you want to update your Terraform version, so go or set path in environment variable. Okay, so I already, okay, let me keep this path here. I'm just going back and right click here, edit, and I want to copy this path. This is the path. I want to set this path in environment variable. Here is this path I want to keep in environment variable. Let me go to the start and search here environment variable. Here is edit the system environment variable. I want to open this. In environment variable, you can proceed with this option environment variable options. I'm just click here environment variable, and if you'll see here, here is an option for path. This is the path. I want to go for this path option. Let me select here path, and I want to go for edit button. I'm gonna click on edit button here, and then you can see showing here a path 1.0.11. This is the old path. I want to edit this path. I'm gonna click on edit button. In edit button, I want to paste latest path. See 1.1.9. I want to save this information. I'm gonna click on OK. Then here is path in system variable. This is for variable for Dell. This is system variable. I'm just going for path here also. I'm gonna click on edit, and let me check. Here is not okay. So here is Terraform. Okay, I'm gonna click on edit, and I want to paste here a path, and I want to click on OK, then OK, then OK. So what I did, why I update. Okay, let me check now. This time I want to close this Visual Studio Code, and I want to go for CMD this time. CMD command prompt first. In command prompt, let me check again. Terraform version showing 1.9. This time it is not showing old version. Terraform 1.1.9. And let me check in PowerShell. Obviously it will work. This time I'm going for PowerShell. This is PowerShell. If I will check in PowerShell, Terraform version, you will find latest version. Let me go ahead with Visual Studio Code this time. VS Code. In VS Code, I want to verify version. Obviously, it will be the same version, means the latest version. Because it is partial. Terraform hyphen version. Okay, please wait for a while. Now showing is latest version. Okay, and let me go to our nodes. Now everything is fine. Next thing, for example, you want to communicate via the API. See, API stands for Application Programming Interface. So now our environment is ready in laptop. Okay, so same environment you can set for Windows, Linux, or Mac operating system, or your company server. Depends on your operating system. And via the API or via API stands for Application Programming Interface. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Via the API, you can communicate from your laptop or your application to application, or your software to software, your one service to another service. This time, this API stands for Application Programming Interface. It is used to communicate Terraform software to cloud provider, AWS, Amazon Web Services. Obviously, you need account in AWS to communicate. Amazon Web Services. If you have, it's good. Otherwise, you have to create account in AWS, and then you can create the resources in AWS via the API. And I said configuration file, right? So configuration file is main.tf. Main.tf. This is the main.tf. This is variable name. You can change as per your use case this name. And after that, you can write down a script inside main.tf. It will be enough for my side for today. Tomorrow we'll connect and we will continue rest of the topic. So
Sir,
what we discussed, yeah, please.
sir,
Yes, please.
sir, can you please share this note, sir?
Yeah, I will share. I will share. Don't worry about.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I will share. And send me your email address on WhatsApp. I will share with you. Vijay,
Okay,
you
sir.
too also. Vijay. Okay, so what we have discussed in this session, let's see. This is module introduction, module summary, sorry. In this module, we discussed about Terraform. So what is Terraform? Terraform is infrastructure as a code. You can, create your infrastructure via the Terraform. Okay, we discussed about Terraform, right? We discussed about Terraform and how does Terraform work. Tomorrow I will show you the architecture. So same thing means how the Terraform will work. Another use case I want to show you tomorrow. How does Terraform work? So Terraform work means via the laptop, desktop, or your company server, you require Terraform. And after that, you required account in cloud provider, cloud vendor. Via the API, Application Programming Interface, you can communicate with Terraform software to your AWS cloud. And then we discussed about Terraform language. So Hashi, corp configuration language. And Terraform is written in, Go programming language. Go is one of programming language. Terraform language is HashiCorp configuration language, and written in Go programming language, like Windows, right? Windows laptop. So Windows laptop is written in a C programming language with other languages, but C is programming language, right? So no need to understand C to work with Windows laptop or Windows desktop. Same here. Terraform written in Go programming language. And we discussed about how to install and configure Terraform, installation and configuration of Terraform. So what do you have to do? You require a Terraform file. If you are Windows user, you require exe file. You can go to official site, you can download as per your laptop, desktop, or your company server or your operating system. You can download Terraform file, and then you can work. Rest of the thing, like working with architecture or working with Terraform file, we'll discuss tomorrow. It is enough for my side for today. Thanks to listen to me. In the next session, we'll meet. Tomorrow, we'll go for question and answer. Every Monday, every Tuesday, we'll go for question and answer. We will prepare for certification as well as we will prepare for interview in Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm saying. Tomorrow is a preparation day. So prepare all your previous topics. Tomorrow we'll discuss question and answers, and in the next day we'll continue Terraform. Thank you so much for today. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Shushan, do you have any question? Okay, thank you so much. Sadish, do you have any question? Okay, thank you so much. We'll meet tomorrow for question and answers or mock interview. Bye.